So when you hear the word language, what is the first thing that comes to mind? Uh, English, Spanish, French, or Arabic. That is the first thing that we think about language. But did you know that from the most common language, like English and Spanish, to the lesser known languages like Uzbek from Central Asia or Yoruba from Africa, is composed of three components, which are form, content, and use, and when broken down, form the five dimensions of phonology, morphology, syntax, semantics, and pragmatics. Since I started my studies in speech and language pathology, one of the first things that you study are these five components. The last 4 weeks especially, I've done extensive research on these five components, and hopefully after today you'll be able to identify and compare each of these components in your everyday use of language. We're going to start with phonology. Phonology of a language refers to the rules of a language governing the sounds to make syllables and words. For example, in the English language, there are 39 phonemes or sounds, and it's represented here by this chart. Each of this chart is representing the sounds in the English language. Another example of phonemes or sounds is right here: hair, pear, bear, and care. When you change the phoneme of each of these, they almost sound the same, but when we change the beginning phoneme, it changes the definition of the word. Morphology of a language refers to morphemes, or the basic units of meaning, and how these units are combined into words. For example, free morphemes like book, school, music, and press, you can use them by themselves and they have a meaning. But bound morphemes, for example, school, when we add s, the suffix s, it cannot stand by itself, so school becomes schools, becomes a plural noun, more than one school. ing, we add ing to school, and singular, it becomes a singular noun, the act, the actual training, education received. Pre cannot stand by itself. Preschool becomes a singular noun, school for children who are not old enough to attend kindergarten. Syntax of a language is concerned with the meaningful arrangement of words into sentences. I'm going to read this sentence as an example. This is Thomas and he is so mad at Lady, and Lady goes off the siding, and here comes Percy, and Thomas gets out of the way, and Percy is coming so fast. It doesn't make sense. When syntactical rules are put into place, this is Thomas, he is so mad at Lady, Lady goes off the siding, here comes Percy, Thomas gets out of the way because Percy's coming so fast. It makes sense. Also, he did it. Did he do it? Syntactical rules, the changing of the word order, and it will make it into a question. Help my chicken eat, or help eat my chicken. Again, the syntactical rules, it makes it where it has a meaning. Semantics of a language refers to the meaning of individual words in combination of words. For example, cat is just, it could be any cat. But black cat changes the meaning, and it actually specifies a cat that is the color black. Building, again, it could be any building, but steel building, again, you're looking for a building made out of steel. Shoe, it could be any shoe that we're wearing, but when you say brown shoe, it's a shoe that's of the color brown. And American linguist Noam Chomsky came up with this sentence to identify semantics. Colorless green ideas sleep furiously. Right there you could say that the semantics are not really in place, and it doesn't make any sense. Pragmatics of a language is a set of rules governing how spoken language is used to communicate for social purposes. So there are 3 pragmatic skills. To achieve various functions such as greeting, informing, demanding, promising, and requesting. For example, I will be bringing the machine no later than 3 p.m. today, which is information or informing. Could I please have a glass of water? You're demanding, or you're asking, requesting for a glass of water. Following the rules of a conversation or narrative. Beginning and ending conversation, taking turns, keeping proper distance, facial expressions, and gestures. So when you're talking to someone, you keep a certain distance, and there's certain facial gestures that you use when you're talking to a person. Adapting or changing language for conversational context. Baby to adult, teacher to students, coworkers and friends. That means the way you talk to a small child is not the same way that you're going to talk to your boss or to anybody else. So depending who you're talking to is the way that pragmatics come into play. Hopefully after today, you'll be able to identify when you're talking to each other, talking to your friends, family members. Hopefully you'll be able to identify each of the domains like form, content, and use, and these 5 dimensions. Thank you very much.